We're standing here at the monument, the marker that the Georgia Historical Society has placed for the commemoration of 436 human beings that were enslaved in 1859. March 2nd and 3rd, can you imagine an actual two-day sale? 4 days before the sale, spectators came from around the nation to actually look at the slaves. The people that came in to see them were buyers, as if buying a house. Instead of buying a house, they bought human beings. They came in from Butler Island, and Butler Island is the Sapelo Island area. Mr. Butler and his brother owned 500 plus acres of land. They were gamblers. They were in debt with their gambling buddies and decided that they had to sell their slaves. Now they owned many more slaves, but they sold 436 slaves. They sold family units. They sold mothers and fathers and their children. They sold artisans. They sold the house cooks and servants. They sold the field servants. They sold human beings. They came in from Butler Island on a cargo ship, and they were transferred from the ship to a train. And the train that brought them was a train that is normally the train that transports the horses, because the race was going to, the actual auction was going to be at the racetrack. The Timbrook racetrack is where it was held. So not only are these human beings on the Butler plantation going through the shock of having to be displaced from their families, but they also were put into cattle bases in those trains where horses and cows were. They came into the Timbrook area 4 days before the auction. Spectators came from all over the United States. The New York Times, the Washington Post, all of the major newspapers got advertising money to advertise that 436 men, women, and children are up for sale. They gave descriptions of them, so by the time they came, each person had a number, and they were able, during those 4 days before the sale, to go to that train depot and actually look in the different holding bins and look at the perspective that they were going to purchase. My God. Mothers and their children, fathers and their children, they separated them based on value. I can't even imagine what they were thinking. So the only thing we can do now is to commemorate and let those 436 souls know that we shall remember their names. We shall remember this incident. Amazingly, 4 days of speculators, they called them 4 dry days, meaning that there was not a drop of rain as they were speculating. But the morning that the slave auction occurred, the heavens opened, and it rained for 24 to 48 hours. Literally rained. They said, heaven is weeping. So they began to call this the Weeping Time. I don't know what a mother would say, or a father, or an elder, but I know they were calling on the Master, the Creator, in their own ways. I don't know the religion they all practice. Some may have been Christians, some may have been Muslims, some may have just acknowledged a higher power. But I know that they called out for someone to help them. So the elders in these communities, majority of them being Christians, would have a song they would sing that said, "Oh Lord, I need you to help me." And as they sang that song, they would say some prayers. They would sing, and they would shout, and they would give praises. In spite of the trials and tribulations of the auction, they said that those women that were in those train compartments began to sing. They began to speak a language that people didn't understand. So we knew that they went back into their wholeness from where they came, from the shores of Africa. So as we give homage, we can't do a water libation because the 436 souls are not at peace. Water symbolizes peace, calmness, and one day we shall have that. But there are some things that we have of Savannah before that occurs, and one of them is to make sure that this marker goes on the site where the actual auction occurred. We have to purchase that land, and we have to put markers throughout the city where ferocious things happen to our people. Bull Street, White Bluff, Coffee Bluff, those areas with those beautiful oak trees were areas that they hung us from. So there's a lot of marker programs that we have to begin in Savannah. And oh, by the way, the marker program will not get any type of verification or approval from the historic Savannah Foundation. We speak for we, and so we are going to put markers. We, meaning the community, we must create our own marker program. Who speak for we? We speak for we. We are the ones that know the going-ons around here. Therefore, we must tell our own story. 436 souls. They have voices, and they are not at peace. So what we can do now is to say Ashe. And Ashe simply means all will be well. So let us say Ashe. 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 And as you place your flowers, you can come in your own way and say a word, or if you want to quietly come, I shall put down my flowers